will be the Automotive Production and Development Program as amended to give effect to the vision of the Automotive Masterplan of 2035. So what are the components of it? Well, first of all, on the tariffs, we're envisaging no change in the tariffs, except that we have already taken up the issue with the European Union, have signaled to the European Union that we want a negotiation to establish a single tariff regime with them. They get a 7% discount on the tariff for vehicles with more than 1,000 cc, but then, as we said already, there was an anomaly that sub 1,000 cc vehicles were not included, and we want to include that, but at the same time there's no discount at all provided for electric vehicles. So we want them to look to the future and say, let's have a single regime for all kinds of vehicles, sub 1,000 cc, as well as electric or other non-internal combustion vehicles. Then the biggest change in order to support the drive towards increasing the level of local content is that we are going to replace the volume assembly allowance, which, as I indicated, the volume assembly allowance was based on the volume of sales, 3.6%, and that will be replaced by something which we call in the volume assembly localization allowance. So if you like, VAA is becoming VALA, and VALA will be a new formula, and it will remove all imported components, all imported content, and it will then provide an incentive based on local content. That's what will happen, and that VALA will basically mean, if the status quo were to remain, if nothing were to change in the level of local content, then the payments would be decreasing. But because of that, we have given the industry a phase-in period. The existing program goes until 2020, so there's no change until 2020. And then the VALA comes into force at a higher level in 2021 and finally reaches the level that it will stay at only in 2025. So there's a 5-year phase-in to allow the industry to make the necessary investments. We know that this will be a tough call, that this will involve, this is a stretch target. We know that is the case. That was probably one of the longest and most lengthy debates that we had in the EOC, but I think that we've come to a conclusion that is an essential part of deepening the local content and moving towards the target of 60%. The Automotive Investment Scheme, we're calling the existing AIS the base AIS. It's not going to change except for a few amendments I'm making now. But we are expecting that there should be South African tooling and machinery, and if that is not there, then there will be a 5% discount. You have to qualify for the full amount, you have to have the South African tooling as well. There will be, and this I think is an important element of this, a component to support technological transformation. We know that the world is going towards, as I've already said, electric, hybrid, fuel cell vehicles. That's where the world is going. And South Africa cannot afford to simply be the producer of gas guzzlers that are declining. We need to also position ourselves to be also manufacturers of vehicles with different powertrains. So there will be a technology AIS, Technology Automotive Investment Scheme, and this will be targeted at powertrain and telematics investments. Powertrain, what drives the vehicle, telematics, the electronics systems that are in the vehicle. And there will be a 20% additional support in the form of corporate income tax benefits that's payable. The final makeup of that and the formula for that still has to be finalized with National Treasury, but the principle of an additional allowance of 20% has been agreed.